ladies and gentlemen, to another episode. Today we got some crazy content for y'all to watch, so let's get right into it.
But when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man.
He ain't lying.
So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Hey, did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f*** you.
Hell no, goddammit.
That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands-off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept.
But I'm a man, goddammit. I ain't no motherfucking bootlicking trustee.
So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that.
Listen, I used to talk about gay Hollywood. And so many people would say to me, Corey think everybody gay. Listen to what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I can't do nothing about the lifestyle of men who choose that. But I do want to give you a little information. All you guys who thinking of coming out of here thinking you gonna make it, your asshole must be sacrificed.
I'm not gay no more.
You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it, homie. If you ain't coming out of here to ride cowboy style at these parties.
Hey, girl, you gonna eat your cornbread?
Oh, Trevor.
The Illuminati, that shit. They approached me.
These niggas a joke.
They approached
Craig,
me.
you ain't scared to talk about it, huh?
Yeah, they approached me, but I was lucky they had the wrong motherfucker. Because when the Illuminati approached me, they was like, Sinbad. I was like, nah, that ain't. Got the wrong nigga. I ain't Sinbad.
I have been on television shows and been so scared. Because I thought, like I've said this, when I did Black Jesus, I was like, oh shit, this is going to be my last day. Because I saw the scene with the dress in it.
Yeah.
I am so lucky that I had a director on the show who was like, yeah, Corey, no, you ain't got to just put this thing. He had me put on like, it's the women of the desert. What is it called? A burqa they wear?
Yeah, like a...
Yeah. So they told me I could just put on the suit the men wear out there. I forgot the name of that.
Very similar. It's just like a straight.
I was like, okay, I'll put on the pants. Last episode, homie, I'm at a stage in life where I'm past that wanting that money like that. I mean, that money like that is good. It makes you not be accountable for nothing in a lot of situations. That's the good thing about money, because you're going to get tired of going to the mall and all that shit. That shit play out after a while. But I'm saying, when you got a lot of money, you can basically buy your way out of most situations. Unless them people want you directly, they wanted Michael Jackson. That's why they came at him and put that shit on him. Michael Jackson been Michael Jackson for years. But when he said some shit in this song, all I really know is that they don't really care about us. They was like, oh, we're going to make you pay for that, Michael. And they have been after him ever since. You know what I'm saying? Probably before that, but I'm just saying. Man, all this stuff you seeing, you ain't getting nothing but bits and pieces of the truth. These parties in Hollywood come with consequence and penetration. And if you like to party and bounce, you need to come to Hollywood. Why be a backdooria in Cleveland when you can come to LA and you might get the right tickle back there?
Well, we all have been hearing about this type of stuff for years. I know a lot of people don't believe it. They don't want to accept it. Shout out to Terrance Howard for even speaking on it, because he didn't have to say this. He went to Puffy's house. He tried to help him with acting, making music, only to find out that's not really what he wanted. He was trying to probably have him let his guard down. You know, it's sad because you have some people who are into this lifestyle, but it seems like they don't want the people that's into this lifestyle. They want to corrupt the people who are not into it. They want to turn somebody or break somebody in. And for the people who did give in, they mentioned Justin Bieber and different people like that who compromised themselves. Now, I know Justin Bieber was a lot younger, but you have people and their parents who are complicit in doing this and doing anything to get on. Y'all know Cat Williams went viral for speaking about this stuff with Shannon Sharp. It's something that is difficult for everyday people to believe or grasp. And I think a lot of people like to make jokes about it and the 1,000 bottles of baby oil and the Diddy parties. But this is people's real lives and demons that now that they got to face and fight because of them compromising themselves for money. Again, the love of money is the root to all evil. You're not going to be able to be in the multi-millionaire club and maintain your integrity or your soul. You heard it from Terrance Howard. Women also sleeping their way to the top. Now you got your awards, you up there, you an A-list celebrity, but at what cost? Some people even talk about sacrificing families and mysterious things that happen with these celebrities, families who just end up unalive. But when Terrance Howard was speaking on giving up your manhood, the consequences, and you should have no greater desire than to be a man, that was really powerful to me, because I watched my father growing up, you know, my husband, my brothers, and just to be a fly on the wall, so to speak, to see a man and how a man operates, and for a man to willingly give up his manhood for a movie role or for some money says a lot about that individual. I know a lot of us come from very humble beginnings, poverty, single parent households, and all we want is money. Everybody's chasing money, some American dream, some fairy tale, but we all know that saying too, all money ain't good money. We all know that saying grandma and them taught us, all money ain't good money. The fact that they have an agenda, when we started to notice the pattern with black men wearing dresses in movies, black men saying that they would never do it, only to come to find out that they did it way back in the day before they got all big. The agenda behind that is evil, but then the men actually being willing to do it just for money, for paper dollars, to be able to go buy expensive cars and tear them all up and just to brag, knowing that you did some very vile and abominable things behind closed doors. Shout out again to your Terrance Howards and Corey Holcombs, men who are saying, I don't mind not being A-list or excelling to higher heights, to not compromise myself and my morals and my manhood. Because a lot of people joke about it when it happened in prisons and stuff like that. It's been made a laughing stock, but that's some people's reality. Some people willingly do it and some people unwillingly, I guess, but it's not a laughing matter. And we have to ask ourselves why. Why can't your talent get you in that room, in that door? Why do people have to give up their bodies to get to these places? It makes you think about these production companies, these movie directors, how evil and sinister these people are, because your talent alone is not going to get you there. You must humiliate yourself or sacrifice yourself to be in these spaces. Y'all leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all think about Hollywood continuing to be exposed, the Diddy parties. And again, I think Diddy was just a handler, so to speak. I think it's way bigger people, invisible people, boogeyman, if you will, behind Diddy. And Diddy was just the fall guy, but he too was willing to do whatever to be in those crowds. But y'all leave me a comment and let me know how y'all feel about this. Till the next time, I will catch y'all on the next episode. Peace out.